Some family legacies are meant to stay buried. I learned that the hard way when I found what my uncle had been collecting for 47 years. I'd always known Uncle Marcus was strange, but I never imagined he was a monster. The house smelled like decay and old newspapers when I first stepped inside. Marcus had lived alone for decades, and it showed stacks of magazines reaching the ceiling, boxes of unidentifiable junk crammed into every corner, and a thick layer of dust coating everything like forgotten snow. The lawyer had warned me about the state of the place when he handed over the keys. "Your uncle was eccentric," he'd said with the kind of diplomatic tone that meant something far worse. I'd volunteered to clean out the house because no one else in the family wanted to deal with it. Marcus had been the black sheep, the uncle we only saw at funerals. The one who made everyone uncomfortable with his intense stare and habit of asking too many questions about our personal lives. Now I understood why. The chest was hidden in the basement, tucked behind a furnace that hadn't worked in years. It was old, made of dark wood with iron reinforcements, and secured with a padlock that looked like it had been added recently. Something about it made my skin crawl. Maybe it was the way the shadows seemed to cling to it, or how the temperature dropped noticeably as I approached. I found the key hanging on a nail behind the water heater, almost like Marcus had wanted it to be discovered. The metal was warm to the touch, unnaturally so, and my hands shook as I fitted it into the lock. The first thing that hit me was the smell, metallic and sweet, like pennies left in the rain. Inside the chest were hundreds of photographs, all black and white, all showing different people. Men, women, children, teenagers, each one captured in what looked like a candid moment. Walking to their car, sitting on a park bench, playing in their backyard. But it was the writing that made my blood freeze. In the bottom right corner of each photograph, scrawled in what looked disturbingly like dried blood, was a name, Torres. My family name, my uncle's name, and my name. I picked up photo after photo with trembling fingers. A young woman pushing a stroller, Torres. An elderly man feeding pigeons, Torres. A teenage boy on a bicycle, Torres. None of them looked familiar, but that crimson signature connected them all to my family in a way that made my stomach turn. Beneath the photographs was a leather journal, its pages yellowed with age. I opened it with the same sick fascination that makes you slow down at a car accident. The entries were written in Marcus's careful handwriting, dates spanning from 1976 to just 3 months before his death. Jennifer Mills, 23. Last seen outside Riverside Mall. Acquired photo September 15th. Added to collection September 16th. David Chen, 34. Disappeared from hiking trail. Photo obtained October 2nd, collection complete October 3rd. Entry after entry, all following the same pattern. Each one documenting the acquisition of a photograph, and each person in those photos had vanished without a trace. The dates matched missing persons cases. I remembered hearing about on the news over the years cases that had never been solved. But it was the final entry that made me drop the journal like it was on fire. Collection nearly complete. One more Torres needed to fulfill the covenant. Michael shows Promotion, isolated, trusting. Will approach next week. Michael, my name. That's when I heard the footsteps upstairs. Heavy, deliberate steps crossing the floor directly above me. But that was impossible. I'd locked the front door. I was alone in the house. Marcus was dead-eyed, seen his body at the funeral 2 weeks ago. The footsteps stopped right above where I was standing. And then came 3 slow knocks on the basement ceiling. Knock, knock, knock. I stuffed the journal into my jacket and slammed the chest shut. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The basement suddenly felt smaller, the shadows deeper. Every dark corner seemed to hide something waiting to pounce. I took the stairs 2 at a time, my heart hammering against my ribs. The main floor was empty, exactly as I'd left it. But the front door at the door I'd locked and double-checked was standing wide open. In the doorway lay a single Polaroid photograph. It was a picture of me, taken from outside the house just minutes before. I was clearly visible through the basement window, holding Marcus's journal with a look of horror on my face. And there, in the bottom right corner, written in fresh blood-red ink that was still wet, Torres. I ran. I left everything behind and ran until my lungs burned and my legs gave out. When I finally stopped, miles from that cursed house, I called the police. But when they went to investigate, they found the basement empty. No chest, no photographs, no evidence of anything I'd described. They did find one thing: the missing persons report filed that very day. The photo attached showed a young man with dark hair and frightened eyes. It was me. Some family legacies, I've learned, don't end with death. They just find new blood to carry them forward. And now, every time I see a camera flash or hear footsteps behind me, I wonder if Uncle Marcus found a way to complete his collection after all. My story continues.